Please raise your right hand and just repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Joseph Castleberry Winfield,
Do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of mayor according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
On behalf of the council, we want to express our appreciation to each of you. You are a good-looking group, and we appreciate the warmth and support that we've felt this evening. You know, over my career, I've had the opportunity to work with public officials at all levels of government, town, county, state, federal. And two observations from that experience that I've had is that our elected officials, one, are simply ordinary people for the most part. The second is that they clearly are individuals that have a desire to serve and make their community a better place, whether that's a town, a city, a county, a state, a nation. And I believe that Mayor Satish, Councilwoman Snyder, and Councilmen Waters and Hornet exemplify those traits of individuals who, like all of us here at the, I'm probably going to say this incorrectly, is it the dais? Dais? We're ordinary people that want to make our community a better place. I was visiting with a student from Ironwood High School, and she mentioned about Mary Snyder's involvement at the school, and that Mary was a member of the Hall of Fame. That was something that I was not aware of. I thought of Hall of Fame individuals as being football players and basketball players and so on and so forth. And I don't know what other members of our community have had that distinct honor, but I think it speaks to Mary Snyder and her devotion to our community over what probably is decades in terms of just her focus on young people in our community. And so I'm appreciative of Mary in that regards, and that's one of the memories that I'll have of Councilwoman Snyder. I was canvassing one evening near Woodburn and Rancho Vistoso. And the early ballots had already gone out, so the reception that you would receive at the door was beginning to change. And on this particular doorstep, the gentleman opened the door, and he told me that he had already voted, which was usually an indication that the vote had not come our direction. But he quickly followed that up with that how much he loved Lou Waters. And I really sensed and felt the affection that this individual had for Lou and for his service on the council. I think all of us can appreciate that wonderful CNN voice that Lou has, and just his manner of being able to express himself is something that I admire. And clearly this individual expressed that in his just genuine devotion or affection for Councilman Waters. We're soon approaching Veterans Day, and it's a time when we honor those who have served our country. And I know that, or I believe that Joe Hornat was the only veteran that was serving on the council. And it exemplifies a lifetime of service that Joe has dedicated to our country and to this community. And so I want to recognize him and express appreciation for that service. Bill, can I ask for your service for some water? Thank you. Oh, that's coffee. Thank you. Bill knows me. And then I'd like to just express, it would be difficult to go anywhere in this community that you don't see evidence of Mayor Hiremath's love for art and culture. It's, thank you.
Now that you're mayor, we can show you the secret place where the water is.
Okay. I was, it's interesting throughout the campaign, whether it was debates or other, people would email us afterwards and say things to help us to be better. One of the things they said was, don't drink water. Sorry. Anyway, to go back to Mayor Hiremath, you cannot go any place in this community and not see the positive influence that Mayor Hiremath has had in terms of arts and culture. And as I've been visiting with Mayor Honey and Mayor Rothschild and other leaders within our region, they've all spoken admirably of the service of Mayor Hiremath and of his leadership at the regional level, his vision for the region. And so I wanted to share that with the community because I think that's a part of the service of Mayor Hiremath that probably was not something that was known to the community. I would also add that I admire anyone who serves in elected office. We can't begin to appreciate the time and energy and sacrifice that these four individuals have made over the eight plus years of their service. And I, for one, am grateful for that. I also want to say that in this transition time from the election of August 28th to our swearing in today, that Mary and other staff members, what this has meant for them is just a lot of additional work because they've been providing us with materials, have been meeting with us at times that are convenient for us, that for Josh and I and Melanie and Joyce, who have various responsibilities that we haven't quite shifted to this new responsibility. And I'd just like to express my appreciation to Mary and other staff members who have really gone out of their way to help us to hit the ground running. We're not quite there yet. Admittedly, it's a steep learning curve, but we're climbing that curve as quickly as we can. But I want to express my appreciation to them, and we look forward to working with them. And we also look forward to working with Steve, Bill, and Rhonda. And it's our greatest desire to serve all of the members of our community. And we know that it takes collaboration and cooperation and civility to make that happen. There clearly will be times when we don't fully agree on everything, and that's fine. But we certainly can be civil and collaborative in our efforts to serve you. In one of the orientation meetings, we were handed what was probably about a 3-inch book that was the town's budget. And the one page that caught my eye didn't have anything to do with the budget. And I ripped it out, and it's the organization chart for the town. And what caught my eye is at the top of this chart is Oro Valley residents, you. it's our greatest desire, and one of the things in talking with Mary, and I think one of the interests that we all share as a council, is how can we improve our dialogue between the council, the staff, and the community. And I don't know that there's necessarily any magic answers, especially when you start talking to attorneys and open meeting laws and so on and so forth. But we are absolutely dedicated to finding ways to improve our dialogue and communication. Some of this just seems to be the nature of how laws and regulations and so on and so forth are written. But I know that working together, that we will be able to improve and have this continuing dialogue. One of the things that I found most gratifying through this whole process, and I'll just say about midway in the campaign, we met with somebody that wanted to emphasize to us distinguishing the difference between campaign and governing. And my response to that individual, that it was different. And I said, I certainly hope so. And so we are just, I kind of lost my train of thought now. That happens. Thinking about campaigning can make you do that. But we are anxious to build a relationship with you, our community. We pledge that we are here to serve you, and we're going to do everything that we can to make you a part of that process. We don't want anyone to feel, disenfranchised or out of the loop, so to speak. So I just want to conclude with that and express my appreciation for each of you. It really took everybody's effort, and that's represented here this evening. But I also say that I know that there's many folks that aren't here, both that were supporting us and not necessarily supporting us, but we're here to govern for all the members of our community. And thank you.